Welcome to Comcast Newsmakers, bringing you news and information from people making a difference in our communities. I'm Beverly Weaver, and joining me now is Jeff Park, Executive Director of City Year Denver. Welcome, Jeff. Thank you for coming in.
Good morning, Beverly. Thanks for having me.
A lot of people do have the question, what is City Year Denver? Tell me exactly what that does.
So City Year is part of a national nonprofit that is funded through AmeriCorps, and our mission is to reduce the dropout crisis nationwide. We've got an initiative that's called In School and On Track, and what we do is we put our AmeriCorps volunteers in public school classrooms around the country so that they can work as tutors and mentors and role models to kids in at-risk communities.
And Denver is the newest city to be chosen. Tell me where you're focusing, Jeff, in Colorado, and do you hope to expand?
Sure. Our partnership is primarily with Denver Public Schools, and we're currently serving in 5 different schools. We're at Montbello High School and North High School. We also are at Rachel B. Knoll Middle School, Lake Middle School, and then also at a program called DC21, which is Denver Center for 21st Century Learning. It's in a former elementary school called Wyman.
And how many AmeriCorps members do you have involved in those schools?
We have 50 here in town.
Okay.
Yeah.
At this point, you've really just started since last July. What are you seeing in terms of the relationship that they're developing, obviously, with the students, and take us kind of through an average day for them?
Absolutely. So the key in our placement is we target AmeriCorps volunteers who are 17 to 24 years old, and we place them in with students who are what we call near peers. So that the idea is that they serve as a role model, but somebody who doesn't look like a typical adult in the building, somebody who might be more like an older brother or sister or cousin or something like that. And we pretty much span the entire school day. We'll be the first adults that they see in the morning. We do something called morning greeting, which is a high energy welcome into the school, almost like a gauntlet of high fives.
Yeah.
Our core members wear these red jackets all day long. And it's just a nice way to get energy going. We also then will do some intervention at the beginning of the day around attendance. If we find kids who have chronic problems, we'll identify them, and then we'll make outreach to the homes to engage families and say, you know, your child's not coming to school. Is there anything we can do to help out with that? During the run of the school day, we'll be in classes. We'll be pulling kids out for tutoring. We'll be helping work with small groups in the classroom. We'll help at lunch. We'll do activities over the lunch period. And then at the end of the school day, we'll run enrichment programs. We'll run tutoring. We'll do homework help. We'll run activities. We even had some of our core members were volunteer sports coaches.
Yeah.
So we just do pretty much everything. And then the last people they see before they get on the bus is in a City Year jacket.
Yeah, nice. So definitely more than just the average school day. They really get involved. Tell me about the core members themselves. Do they have to have any particular qualifications with education to get involved in this program?
You know, actually what we look for is somebody who fits our criteria. So really we're looking for anybody who, between 17 and 24, they can be high school graduate, GED, they can be a college graduate, have completed any level of education. But really what we're looking for is somebody who's service-minded, somebody who's interested in working in a community and is really, I think, focused on service and developing relationships with those kiddos that really could use it.
Right, and what kind of feedback have you gotten from the AmeriCorps members, Jeff?
Well, it's a really grueling day, as you can imagine. Yeah. 4 days a week working the kinds of hours that they do, and so I think that's an intense thing for them. It definitely helps folks mature and grow up and figure out what the kinds of expectations are going to be when they enter the professional world.
Sure.
But other than that, I think that there's a lot of rewarding experiences that come out of it, the kinds of relationships that they're developing, and we call those starfish stories, the ones where there's that student you've really, really touched and really made a difference for.
And I'm sure they are. The different ways that you partner with different organizations, obviously you need help from the public sector, but private sector as well. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have a funding model that we draw from AmeriCorps. We have a contract with Denver Public Schools, and then we have corporate and private partnerships. Comcast is one of our corporate partners, and so that's a pretty important component of the whole thing. We feel like that's the right way to leverage the kinds of dollars that are out there to help with school reform, and that's to bring the public and the private together.
Right, and this has been in operation in other school systems since 1988. What success stories have you seen out of those districts in other states?
City Year started in 1988, primarily as a service organization focused on the nonprofit sector. Since 2008, we've been working in public schools. Yeah. And among the kinds of results we see is that kids improve their literacy scores. That's our primary focus is on English language arts. So a lot of students that work with us, about 80% of them improve their raw literacy scores.
Great. We're out of time, Jeff, but people can go to the website to get more information, right?
That's right. It's www.cityyear.org.
All right. Jeff Park, Executive Director of City Year Denver. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks, Beth.
And thanks for watching Comcast Newsmakers. I'm Beverly Weaver.